Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a giant, the United States of America. It's arguably the most famous and influential country in the modern world, a true superpower. But how did a handful of rebellious colonies grow into such a global force? Let's dive into the history, structure, and some seriously fascinating facts about the USA first. Let's get a sense of its sheer scale. The United States is a massive federal republic made up of 50 states, the Federal District of Washington, D.C., and 5 major territories. It covers about 9.8 million square kilometers, making it the third or fourth largest country on Earth, depending on how you measure it. This vastness gives it the world's longest land border with Canada to the north, and a significant one with Mexico to the south. And what about its people? The U.S. is a true melting pot. As of mid-2022, its population was around 332 million, making it the third most populous nation. It's a diverse mix of people from all over the globe, with centuries of immigration shaping its cultural fabric. Communities of white, black, Asian, and Native American citizens, among many others, all contribute to what America is today. The backbone of the country is its political structure. The U.S. operates under one of the world's oldest surviving written constitutions. This document establishes a federal system built on the principle of separation of powers. You've got 3 distinct branches: the legislative branch, which is Congress, and they make the laws. Then there's the executive branch, led by the president, who is both the head of state and government. And finally, the judicial branch, with the Supreme Court at the top, which interprets those laws. The nation is also constitutionally secular, guaranteeing freedom of religion for everyone. Now, let's talk money. Economically, the U.S. is in a league of its own. It has the largest economy in the world by GDP, and the U.S. dollar is the planet's primary reserve currency. It's a powerhouse of global trade, being the world's biggest importer and its second biggest exporter. Its major trading partners are other economic giants like China, the European Union, Canada, and Mexico. But to really understand modern America, we have to look back at its complex and often turbulent past. Indigenous peoples inhabited the continent for thousands of years, with their ancestors arriving from Siberia around 15,000 BCE. Everything changed with the arrival of Europeans like Christopher Columbus in 1492. This encounter tragically introduced diseases that devastated the native populations and forever altered the course of history on the continent. The journey to becoming a nation started with 13 British colonies along the Atlantic coast. Tensions grew as colonists became more and more frustrated with British taxes and a lack of representation in their government. This frustration boiled over, and on July 4, 1776, these colonies declared their independence. After a long and difficult fight, they won the Revolutionary War against Great Britain in 1783. With independence secured, the new nation began to expand westward at an incredible pace. One of the most significant moves was the Louisiana Purchase, where the U.S. bought a massive territory from France, doubling the country's size overnight. This relentless westward push became a defining feature of 19th century America. However, this expansion came with deep internal divisions, primarily over the horrific institution of slavery. The conflict finally erupted into the devastating Civil War, which lasted from 1861 to 1865. The industrial North, the Union, fought against the agrarian South, the Confederacy. The Union's victory was a pivotal moment. It led to the abolition of slavery and preserved the United States as a single unified nation. The 20th century is when the U.S. truly stepped onto the world stage as a global titan. Initially hesitant, America joined the Allies in both World War I and World War II. After the devastation of the Second War, the U.S. and the Soviet Union emerged as the 2 dominant global powers, kicking off the long ideological struggle known as the Cold War. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, the United States was left as the world's sole superpower, a position it still holds today. Alright, let's shift gears to some unique and surprising facts. Ever wonder where the name America comes from? It's a tribute to the Italian explorer Amerigo Vespucci, who helped map the New World. And here is a great piece of trivia. The very first nation to officially recognize American independence wasn't a European power. It was Morocco, all the way back in 1777. Take a close look at the American flag. The 13 stripes represent the original 13 colonies, and the 50 stars represent the 50 states. This current design has been in use since 1960, when Hawaii became the 50th state to join the Union. Let's talk about a huge land deal. In 1867, the U.S. bought the vast territory of Alaska from Russia for just $7.2 million. At the time, some called it a foolish purchase, but it was a massive bargain. Russia sold it because they found it too difficult and expensive to manage from so far away. Today, Alaska is by far the largest state by area. And how about this one for a historical trade? The city we now know as New York was originally a Dutch settlement called New Amsterdam. In the 1667 Treaty of Breda, the Dutch traded New Amsterdam to the English. And what did they get in return? A tiny but incredibly valuable nutmeg-rich island in Indonesia called Run Island. Imagine trading Manhattan for spices. Finally, let's look at one of America's most iconic symbols, the Statue of Liberty. It was a gift from France to celebrate the friendship between the two nations. The reason it's green is because its copper skin has oxidized over time. And here's a fun fact that sparks debate. While everyone associates it with New York, the statue technically stands in the territorial waters of New Jersey. From its revolutionary beginnings to its rise as a global giant, the story of the United States is one of ambition, conflict, and undeniable influence. It's a nation that continues to shape our world in countless ways every single day. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. See you in the next video.